I struck at the water as I went down. Children, in this paragraph, Douglas tells us that he was hitting the water hard as he was going down, but he was expending, trying to collect all his strength and might as if he was fighting it with an irresistible force. It was a nightmare fight. What's a nightmare fight? When you dream something and in your dream you fight to come out of that situation, but there are forces that do not allow you to do so. You become frustrated. Same way, William Douglas here inside water was feeling depressed and frustrated. He was getting dizzy. He was feeling like vomiting it out. But he remembered his plan that the moment he hits the bottom of the pool, he has to jump up and come out of it and then throw water and move towards the edge of the pool, all safe and sound. He went down endlessly. In between, opened his eyes, saw nothing but water. This time his psychology had changed. He saw that the water was having a dirty yellow glow. It was yellowish nahi, it was shining yellow and it was quite dark and dirty. And through it no one could see anything. And then sheer stark terror seized me. Children, you won't believe. Douglas was in the grip of a huge terror. He was so terror-stricken that he could not think of a way of coming out of it. And he shares it with you like this. He says terror that knows no understanding. This terror does not understand whether it is a child, a helpless person or anyone else. And only the one who has experienced it can understand this. He was shouting underwater. He was asking for help desperately. He was paralyzed because he could not move himself. But unfortunately, the screams in his throat were frozen. No one could actually hear him outside water except himself. His heart and his head, both the things were pounding. The throbbing in his heart and head made it clear that he was still alive. Suddenly, children, in the midst of this terror, he had some reason to think about. He thought of jumping once the moment he hits the bottom, and then at that very point of time, he could feel the tiles under his toes. He jumped up with all his strength and might. Let's see if it makes any difference. Unfortunately, the jump made no difference. He could see only water and water around himself. Although he was looking for some kind of help like ladders, steps, seedia, water wings, the equipment he had water to stay safe on the surface of water, or if there was anyone holding a rope or if there was any rope somewhere near the water surface. Unfortunately, nothing but yellow, thick mass of water could be seen around. And now it started giving him electric shocks. He was so terror-stricken that he could not move. Only he was trembling with fear and there was no way of coming out of it. He tried to call for help. He shouted for his mother, but all in vain. His efforts could not bring him any relief. Nothing happened. And then, strange enough, children, there was light because Douglas was coming out of that dirty yellow water. His eyes and nose were out, but he, thinking that he was coming out, sucked for air, tried to breathe in, but unfortunately his mouth was inside water, so he sucked water and went down inside. Now he stopped making all efforts as he was relaxed. His legs, his arms, and his body had given up. They had stopped functioning, they had stopped working. So he decided to embrace death. It was so peaceful. His brain was becoming black. It was, not able to see or think of anything. There was no fear of death, and everything was so peaceful. So he decided to give up. Suddenly, in between, there are some tender arms that pulled him out of that water. Tender arms that were more delicate than the arms of a mother, and he could be saved. After that, what he remembers is that he was carried to the side of the pool, where he was made to lie down and on his stomach and made to vomit out that dirty water. गंदा पानी उसको vomit करा के वहाँ से निकाला गया. And the one who had thrown him into the pool replied to somebody that he was just playing with the kid. He was kidding. वो खेल रहा था. खेलते खेलते उस बच्चे की जान जा रही है. किसी और ने उसे समझाया और कहा, let us carry him to the locker room where you people change your clothes before going for swimming.